paid. We've already got a sponsor that's donating $10,000 that I've already reached out to. So I'm going to encourage my colleagues to do their part, and let's bring the money to the table, because this is a team effort. And let's not just talk about it, let's be about it. I've made it my business to commit to raise at least $25,000, and I'm almost halfway there. So I encourage my colleagues to do the same. And right now with that $10,000, that'll cover where we had the overage of last year. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, Commissioner Lomanak.
Thank you, Chairman Bishop. Just two things. One, a shout out to Hayward Career Center. I spent a couple hours there a few weeks back, and what they're doing is amazing. I've known that for a long time. I taught a lot of students who spent half their day at Hayward Career Center over the years, and have kept in touch with many of them. What they learned at Hayward Career Center has served them well and will continue to serve them well. So hats off to those super hardworking folks at Hayward Career Center. And then I wanted to raise one concern, and that was there was a mention of actual facts and statistics. And I know that college or career readiness has been an important number, and as it should be. And I was troubled at the State of the District for 2 years in a row that we have used numbers that we're specifically told not to use. A lot of educators worked really hard to advocate at the State House and at the federal level to ensure that during those 2 years that we were interrupted so terribly, that testing was waived, standardized testing was waived, so that districts would not be graded based on those numbers. And when you actually go to the State Department website about career college readiness and you look at the number that you used, it says do not compare these to any other years, period. And the reason is because those numbers didn't represent where our kids were then. They were never at 44%. Those numbers, and the reason they didn't want us to compare them to any other year, were because they were arbitrarily low, because a lot of kids did not take the courses that had previously been required or did not take the tests that had previously been required. So when at the State of the District you said in the last 2 years we've gone up 11%, that's not true. It's just not true. And it suggests that in 1 year it's realistic to think that we can go 10.5%. That's not realistic. And so when we present numbers like this, I think we've got to be a lot more careful and not use the artificially deflated numbers during those 2 COVID years to inflate what we call our successes now. Let's just present the numbers, and if they're not where we want them to be, we tell them what we're going to do. But it diminishes the real successes in this district, and there are many real successes. It diminishes those successes when we fabricate others, and I think we need to be more careful and do better when we present that information. Thank you, Chairman Bishop.
Dr. Witherspoon, would you like to respond to that?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, a lot of things get said, but I think we also need to be careful when numbers and situations are fabricated and then others say numbers and things are fabricated. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right.